It's week 6, and this week we are studying ethics in a nutshell. And I'm going to explain how philosophers build on arguments. So philosophers do build on arguments, and philosophers are to be like Spock, or they are like Spock. They're intelligent and they're brave. They're not cocky. They can be wrong and they can be imperfect, and some are, and they will admit that they are. So, for the first part, my friend was arguing with me that it is ridiculous to study philosophy because she believes in the Bible and that's all she needs to know. Which, okay, that is correct, and that can be correct. But you can use logic and reason to study the Bible. People may be taking this out of context, philosophy out of context, believing that it's against what the Bible says. But if you are a philosophist, you can use logic and reason to study the Bible, dig deeper into the Bible, and evaluate the Bible. You can use logic for better understanding of religion. And if you understand the philosopher's approach to philosophy, you can argue more confidently. If you cannot justify something, then don't throw that necessarily on somebody else. So you can use logic and reason to study the Bible and to get answers that you might be looking for. So in reality, philosophy is not dissing the Bible. It's actually allowing you to be able to study it more thoroughly. So there's two arguments. We have a negative argument and a positive argument. And the negative argument is based on theology. So with theology, we have the problem of evil, which Professor Deaton has explained previously in the semester. We have free will, which is the ability to possibly cause somebody else harm. But if we didn't have free will and we didn't have the possibility to cause someone else harm, we wouldn't have appreciation for the good. So we wouldn't be able to make someone feel good or do good to somebody else. We also have objectivism, and that's problem of disagreement. You do not know who's correct. Somebody can say they're right, or somebody can say that they're right or not right, vice versa. Morality is personal opinion and taste. That also goes into the negative argument. This is when someone can say, oh, something's one thing or something's another thing. But my Professor Deaton, used this explanation as smart aliens. Either aliens exist or they don't exist. And he also used the example from one of his other students, Scott, Scott's box of rocks. So somebody might say, oh, there's a cat in the box, but there's really not a cat in the box. Logically, there's rocks in there because it's Scott's box of rocks. So you can't be simultaneously correct on that. Our positive argument is somebody saying that it's morally right to torture babies for fun. This view might be morally acceptable to some people, but morally unacceptable to others. But you can't have both. You can't have someone saying, oh, it's okay that so-and-so believes it's okay to torture babies when they truly believe that it's not okay. So Professor Deaton used the example of Evil Johnny. Evil Johnny acts on these views, and you can't say that somebody is right or wrong to believe in this example if you're a subjectivist. So if you're a subjectivist, it's still unethical no matter what we believe. So if culture starts to believe that one thing is bad, that is not morally okay if someone is doing wrong. So if someone's doing wrong, it's not morally okay for people to be like, oh, well, that's okay, but they don't believe that it's okay truly. So that's the moral subjectivism is not permissible. So common morality is when there's not a moral practice if someone is doing wrong. So I believe that these examples go hand in hand, and I believe they work together well, because it is important that if you want to dig deeper into the Bible, yes, you can use philosophy to study that deeper and to get more answers by using reason. And then these two arguments, the negative and positive, go hand in hand, because if something isn't morally right or morally acceptable, that individual can't be like, oh, okay, well, that is morally acceptable, if he or she does not believe that to truly be true. And that's all I have for the differences between those arguments. And that concludes my talk on week 6.